Where my bad
I'm
bitches
pretty
at?
than a motherfucker, hoes be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me, is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around, I look at him like okay. I used to be
High
down
volume,
bad, but
high
now a
volume,
bitch
high
okay.
volume.
I'm pretty than a motherfucker, hoes be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me, is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around, I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now a bitch okay. Down south, bad bitches, street shit so ratchet. Call me JT, aka the Soul Snatcher. Okay. I'm with a booster, a scholar, and a pole dancer. Everything disgusting conversation.
Okay, so I'm not gonna hold you. I originally had a very different idea for how I wanted to start this video. Um, I was originally going to do the whole this is where we were at the peak of our body yada yaddying, and here is where we are now in the trenches, and how did we get here, and yeah, that whole shebang. And I went so far as to yesterday actually start looking for the footage um from the particular trip that kind of got me to a point where I was like, oh, yeah. Which was the trip to Mexico. And I was digging and digging and digging. And y'all, I realized that I guess those videos like triggered me so bad that they're gone. They're gone. They're just gone. Like I found like maybe two. And even then, I was still gonna go that route. But last night I did some meditation and I definitely came out with some clarity. It was an immediate no. It was an immediate no because what I was about to do is bully myself. We like to call things things over here. So yeah, I was really just about to bully myself and rope y'all into it too. For me to, literally pick at myself and be like, girl, this is where you were and you fell off and you didn't, keep the habits and you slacked off and now look at where you're at now. It was going to be a whole thing. So I'm very thankful for that meditation. And I decided that I'm going to start this video out like this. This is a much healthier option, I feel like. But yeah, y'all. So I have been experiencing some body dysmorphia and also I just haven't been very happy in my body currently at its current state. And I'm trying to steer myself away from how it looks, I guess, and more towards just the fact that I know that I've been more fit. I know that I've been stronger. I know that I've had better habits. I have seen myself be disciplined and like showing up. And I want to get back to that. I want to reinstate those habits and then just, all the flat tummy, big booty benefits that come with it just happen to be like sprinkles on top. So I'm trying to gravitate towards that mindset about it. And right on time, I was listening to something last night where it was being talked about, having empathy for the person that you were. Like whether you're still in a place of like transitioning out of that spot where you feel like, you're kind of on the other side of it, which I feel like I'm in the transition phase. But having empathy for the person that you were and maybe the decisions that you made or the habits that you picked up or just different things that have happened because a lot of the time we're doing things while we're in survival mode. These are coping mechanisms. These might be trauma responses. Like they come from places and they happen for reasons. So even though you've identified that maybe that's not the best response for you, or maybe that's not the habits that serve you now, or whatever the case may be, like to still have empathy for yourself and with yourself and where you were at the time, you know? And I do realize that there was a lot of change going on in, I want to say, these last 2 years, which is where I feel like I lost control of my habits and in turn lost control of my eating and my fitness. And so then as a result, my weight gain. There was a lot of moving. We bought the house, we got married. I was in this city, then that city, then this city, then that city. This place had a gym. This place had a gym at the apartment. This place I had to drive to the gym. This house we built a gym. Like so there was just a lot happening. And I wasn't always in the best, space. I was definitely operating out of survival mode a lot, especially last year, but things started slowing down and getting softer and softer. And now I feel like I'm at a point in place where it's prime time for the discipline to come back. It's prime time for the showing up to come back. It's prime time for the holding myself accountable to be a thing. Like I have the space, I have the capacity. Like just now's the time. Now's the time. Also in reflection, I think that it's really important to mention how even when people are working out and they're doing the things, or you see people with certain body types, think that we really don't realize how things like seep into our subconscious. Because when I was doing some reflection and some digging, I figured out that a big part of my weight gain was also because I was always eating like I was bulking. I was constantly in a calorie surplus because I was scared to lose weight, y'all. And a big part of this that I didn't realize had developed, I think, had to do with my environment and when I was living in Atlanta, because a lot of the women around me and just in general and what I was seeing in like media and things like this was the girlies getting BBLs. The girlies getting BBLs, the Instagram model body. Like this is the archetype, this is the body type, this is what you want to have. This is the spot you want to be in. Okay. And I was so vocal about natural bodies, natural bodies, natural bodies, like even telling my friends and stuff like, no, you don't need a BBL. Like, you don't need a BBL. It's okay. Like, you don't need it. It's so risky. It's so dangerous. Like, it's just a butt. It's just a butt. I was a huge advocate for it. It's just a butt, girl. But on the flip side, as a person who naturally holds some weight in her butt, it's like, is this is this your time, girl? Is this your song to sing? Um, but through further reflection, I realized, y'all, that I was scared to lose weight. I was scared to lose weight. I would always be like, oh, I'm gonna do body recomp. I'm gonna do body recomp. I'm gonna do body recomp. And I would be like, oh, I'm gonna be in a calorie deficit. I would eat in a calorie deficit for a couple of days. And I would think about the fact that you can't spot reduce fat. And losing fat means losing fat everywhere. You don't get to pick and you don't get to choose. And immediately it would be, I can't lose my ass. I can't lose my ass. What if I start losing weight and I lose my ass? Oh my gosh, my shape, my body. I can't go without that. Oh my gosh, my desirability, the shit that makes me pretty, the thing that makes me attractive. That's my butt. I didn't realize how insane. How insane. So I was literally scared to be in an actual calorie deficit, y'all. And I kept saying, oh, I'm bulking, I'm bulking, I'm bulking, I'm bulking, I'm gonna bulk, I'm gonna bulk, I'm gonna bulk. And then I would be eating so much food as though I was bulking. And as soon as life would happen or the habit would crack or whatever the case may be, and I wasn't working out anymore, y'all, I was still eating like I was in a bulk. I was still eating like I was in a bulk. And that is genuinely where I feel like a lot of this weight came from because I've been working out over the last couple of years. It's been very on and off, but it's been the eating. I have been constantly just eating, 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 eating out of fear of losing weight because I wanted to maintain the natural curves that I happen to have genetically. Thank you, everybody involved, but that still fed into this same archetype that was and body type that was being pushed by the media. So same influence, same toxic relationship with food, body, fitness, and self-image due to social media, society, social constructs, and pushing women into the box of what the fuck everybody else feels is attractive at the time. So I fell into the trap. I fell into the trap, and here I was before I realized that, thinking that I'm just this amazingly healthy advocate for the girls to have a healthy body. No, boo, you want to be thick too. You want to be thick too until you realize that your stomach isn't as flat anymore and your back isn't toned anymore and you're holding extra weight in places that aren't your butt, and that maybe being a little more lean with a little less ass might actually make you feel a little better than being full fluff with the ass as well. So we've tried it that way. We've been a little fluffy bunny for like the last year. So we're gonna try it the other way. We're gonna try it the other way in an actual calorie deficit, actually losing the fat. And being comfortable with the idea of my body doing whatever it does in that process. Cause we gotta let that go. We gotta let that mindset go because it's been holding us back for like 2 years now. And we could have so much progress since then. But that's just to bring you guys into the mindset of what we're doing, why we're doing it. I know that this might be a little bit repetitive because I am going to still insert some of the footage from the original video that I shot yesterday. But I do just want to say that our goal right now is to lose about 15 pounds. Even though today is the first and I'm kind of counting this as day one, I have already lost a couple of pounds. I'm already down a little bit. I started out maybe a week ago in what I'll call a warm up week at about 165. And now I think this morning when I jumped on the scale, it was putting me at around like 163. Maybe it's been like a week or two since I did a warm up. I'm not sure, but it's putting me at around 163. So, yeah, our goal is about 15 pounds. I want to be back down to around like 150, see how I feel, and then maybe hit like 145. I feel like that might be a nice spot for me, but we'll see. But yeah, y'all, this is where we're at with it. I just have to take a second to say that I'm really happy that I did that meditation and that I chose to not do that to myself. I think that was a really, really important choice. Um, and that's a part of me treating myself well because I definitely would not take pictures and videos of one of my best friends that I know makes them feel bad about themselves and their bodies and just post it up for the world to see and be like, girl, what happened? So yeah. And yes, I'm giving myself a self hug. But yes. I'm gonna quit rambling and I'm gonna go ahead and insert, I think right here, pictures of where we're starting from. Okay, go look. Stop looking at me.